Welcome to the Nehemiah Entrepreneurship Community Podcast. I'm here with JP and Jacky Davey. My name is Patrice. Tsague. I'm your host, and it's an exciting podcast today. This week is Valentine's Week. I think it's a global event on Wednesday. So, men who are watching, listen. Wednesday, don't forget. We gave you a heads up. You're welcome. You owe us one. So be geared up on Wednesday. Make sure that you uh, get flowers for your wife and make sure that you take out. I already got JP, so I already have my dinner scheduled with my wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on Wednesday. It's not cheap. Our country club does. I kind of cheated. Our country club does special things all the time, and so I just went in and booked for the dinner there, and they're going to have some entertainment and so forth. And then I got to now figure the flower stuff, right? So it's Valentine's week, and we have with us JP and Jacky, and we're going to be talking about what it looks like for a couple to walk their business journey together. Part of what we're discussing today is because we have a couples in business forum next week where JP and Jacky are going to be on the panel. And so you're going to get a little bit of backdrop here today as you prepare. If you've not yet signed up or registered for the Couples in Business Life group, I want to encourage you to do that right now. Just go to nehemiahecommunity.com, go to the events page, and you're going to find Couples in Business Forum, and you can just sign up, or you can just click the link right here on the podcast, and just go and sign up and join us next week. There'll be couples from all over the world. And so now let me kind of tee up JP and Jacky and get them telling about their story. So JP and Jacky, they are in the startup phase of their business, right? Is it you start off
Yeah.
with your active revenue? They are also have young children, so they are in the parenting stage of the marriage of the what we call the marriage journey. So you are in the toughest season, the most challenging season of both business and family and parenting, right? And you're making it work. JP has a full-time job, and then he also is partnered with Jacky with the business. And Jacky, you do the business full-time. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So tell them a bit about your business, and then maybe JP is what about what you do for a living, and then let's start there. And then about yourself. How long you been married? A bit about yourselves.
Sure. Okay, he's looking at me, so that means that's my cue to start. Well, first and foremost, Patrice, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity to just come and share about us as a couple and a couple in business and be able to tell our story. So, JP and I, we've been married for uh, gonna be 17 years this March coming up,
Wow.
and we have three children. Our firstborn, he was diagnosed with some abnormalities, and he passed away shortly after he was born. That's where our journey of faith, our really a purpose journey started. Since then, we've had Joseph, who is going to be 9 this year, and then Jocelyn, who's turning 7 this weekend. And we've just been blessed to have them in our home and just help them, watch them grow. And so, as you said, our business, we're trying to launch a business and fully in the startup phase while raising children has been challenging, but there's also been a lot of blessings attached to that. So we started Purple Tree Coaching Consulting 3 years ago. This summer is going to be 4, so I guess 3 years and a half. And it really just started as out of a desire in the middle of a pandemic. I had left my job of 8 years, and that summer I really just wanted to spend time with the kids, like most families at home with kids home in home. There's no schools, there's no parks open. We were like, what are we gonna do? And so that was such a blessing to be able to just take the summer off. And I volunteer at my church, and then I was home with my kids. And then in that season, JP was like, you know what? I think you should just go back to work part-time. And I think we can do it right now and just start consulting. He actually encouraged me to start consulting and just to start doing project work. And that's kind of how I started. His desire was for me to to start just doing project work, of course, I took it overboard and I was like, well, we got to start a business, get structures, get a website, get a business card, get a name, a brand. And that's kind of how it started, right?
That's how it started.
So,
So, JP, so your idea was just that you would do some consulting jobs here and there. You weren't thinking a full-blown company.
No, it was like, you can manage your own time. You can take care of all that stuff. You don't need to be a full-time employee for someone else. You can do some contract work. I'll create an LLC just to kind of add some protection, some tax, situations kind of thing. And then, like she said, as soon as the word LLC, oh, that's a company. Oh, we have a company. We got to do this, and this, and this. So it was like, and of course, telling her to slow it down wasn't an option, But
I
that's
love it.
basically how we started. So it was kind
One of the things
yeah.
at our church, the church where I came to Christ, you talk about the woman being a life giver. Whatever you give to her, she gives life to it. So she literally gave life. You gave her a seed, she gave you a child. Is that kind of what happened?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
That explains really what happened.
I know, right?
I love it. So you guys have been part of the Nehemiah community for, I think, what is it, 2-3 years now?
Two years.
Two years. Wow. And when I look at all those in the community, you guys in 2 years, you probably did more than most, because the reality is that people take probably 3 to 4 to 5 years to do what you guys have done in 2 years. You completed no, you completed biblical entrepreneurship. You got certified as a trainer and a coach.
Yes.
I mean, how was that experience? And that was done in a very short time frame.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and it came out at such a right timing, because we had been in business for about a year and a half, going into a year and a half, and although at that moment we were profitable and it was thriving, I felt like, okay, God, you called us to do this business, but I felt like we needed to get organized. We needed to create foundation. We didn't even have a business plan. We were just doing it. And so when we came,
well, I mean, JP just wants you to consult. He wasn't thinking about all that.
No,
he was not.
He was not. And so we were invited to a conference down here in South Florida, and that's when we heard about Nehemiah e-community, and we actually signed up for the growth package. That's kind of how it started, And so we said, okay, we're in this. We want to make it grow. And we felt like it was an answer to prayer, to make such a big commitment. If there was a piece that was kind of scary, but it was at the same time, there was peace attached to it, when that God is sending you. So partnering with Nehemiah e-community was honestly God sent. We started that journey 2 years ago. So part of the package was to do those, right? Identity and destiny, biblical entrepreneurship, the group coaching. And so that's kind of what we follow that and work with our coach to kind of follow that pattern to just, make sure that we got, just the materials.
And where did certification come in? Because that certification include, and then you guys decided to also add the certification.
Yeah, so that came out of biblical entrepreneurship. So remember, we started consulting, and I wasn't necessarily seeing myself as a consultant, but prior to that, I had heard of the term coaching, and friends of mine in my work environment, they were encouraging me, you should become a coach, you should become a coach. And I was like, I never heard of a coach. And so then I had done a coaching certification somewhere else prior to COVID, but it was in 2019. And so, but I didn't do anything with it. I was just like, okay, I have it. And so when we were digging deep into our why and our mission statement and our service lane, doing biblical entrepreneurship, was when, I really felt called from God, like, you got to go back and establish your coaching practice, right? You've been doing consulting and it's taking up a lot of your time, but don't forget coaching, right? And so coming out of biblical entrepreneurship, we had to set some goals, right? And so that was one of the goals, was for me to to get a coaching certification that will give me a niche group, right? Give me like a lane, right? Because coaching is so broad, right? There's so many coaches now for anything and everything. And so I was like, what I did was a very broad understanding of coaching, but I wanted a lane. And so through prayer and researching other options, I really felt, just God calling us to do the Nehemiah coaching, which is funny because when I researched it, I was going for just the coaching certification, Patrice, and then you guys had a special to do the dual coaching and training certification. And so that's how it happened. So 2023, which was last year, was the year for me to fully go into that, get equipped, develop further, and really start putting into practice what we learned, right? And so you walked me through that, you, Deborah, and it was just such a great experience, through it all. I learned a lot, but I feel like if I can say this, through that journey, I think my faith was strengthened, right? We learned a lot about the supernatural. We learned about the importance of bringing God into our coaching practice and our training practice. And I want to say I even grew exponentially as a believer, and through prayer, fasting, and just bringing God into that, and seeking Him as we formulated what was to come, 2023, and launching a new mission statement, vision, and our service lanes. And that's a product of all of those 2 years of just, learning, equipping, but most importantly, learning to seek the Lord in the process. So allowing Him to speak to us and walking in obedience. So
wow. We're talking with JP and Jacky Davey, the founders of Preparatory Coaching and Consulting. Been part of the community for 2 years, and we're talking about what it means to walk out, build your business as a couple. And they'll be featured at our Couples in Business Forum. They're members of our Couples in Business Life group, and next week. So if you're not yet signed up for that, you want to do that right now, just go to our Nehemiah e-community, go to the events page, click there, and then sign up and join us. JP, so your business, I mean, your job is you're the primary breadwinner as she's building the company. Tell us about what you do and what role you play in the business.
I am a data engineer for a decent sized SaaS company, so software as a service. So they provide services to other companies on the cloud and the web. So I've been working them for about 1.5 years, but I've been working with data for 25 years now. I think I'm going on. But as far as Purple Tree is concerned, I think number one, I am her support as far as those pulling hair out days, and just what's going on, and just really supporting her, praying for her. But as far as actually being in the business itself, I'm the bookkeeper, IT. We have done some projects that kind of takes on more on my side, where we actually help customers with systems, mainly surrounding data, getting their data to work for them instead of the other way around, where they can spend less time doing the stuff, but more seeing their data and how it, can support them. So that's been. Go ahead.
So that there are different kind of couples. There are those who they're in equally. There are those who one is fully in, the other is a support role, playing whatever function. There are those who one is the only one, while the other one is a kind of a silent partner. Which one are you guys?
Oh, I'm pretty into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of fully in equally.
Yeah. Well, when it started, Patrice, it was support. It was just fully support, and it was really me for that 1.5 years. But I think once we joined the community, once we started learning, JP started driving, and I was excited for him to learn the side of business, right? Yeah. And so now he is still support advisor many times, but he is fully into it. And as he said, he helps quite a bit in his areas. So it's almost, he does have like 2 jobs pretty much.
That's what I was going to say. So JP, you're fully in, not just support or not just a silent partner, because even as a husband and wife, just because you're a silent partner doesn't mean you're not you're still liable, right? I mean, we say if all family business, all kingdom businesses are family businesses, right? It's just that there's 3 different functions. So you're fully. So how do you manage, because you have a full-time job and you're fully in with Preparatory Coaching? So how do you manage?
That's a good question. So we there's a lot of scheduling involved. Like when I work my full-time job, sometimes depends on the day. Sometimes it shifts in the morning, sometimes shifts in the afternoon, sometimes it's split. Like today, it's split up. So because this is in the middle of the afternoon for us. So yeah, I have to work in the morning, work at night. Again, it's really a split, but it's planned. So when this meeting, for next Tuesday comes up, well, when's that going to be? So I would say scheduling is a lot of things and prioritizing. Okay, do I really need to go to that, or can it wait till next week? Or, there's a lot of things like I'm still trying to, wrap up last year. That's obviously a priority. I gotta finish that stuff. But it is really prioritizing, praying. My number one prayer request this year has been priorities.
Oh,
Lord,
wow. I love it.
help me with my priorities. Tell me what's important, what can wait, what's not, So there has been a lot of prayer surrounding helping me, juggle all those things. And, some days I'm better at it than others. Some days I do one job great, one another, and other days I'm just tired the next day or the whole week because I had to stay up late and accomplish multiple things, So.
And Jackie, so if you think about the evolution, right? So he gives you this idea and he's thinking one thing. You take it, you kind of take it, you supersize it. And at that point, he's kind of support. And then later on, he kind of comes in you fully in. Talk to us a bit about that evolution, the plus and minus. How has that journey been for both of you guys?
Oh, that's a great question, Patrice. The evolution, the roles. So I would say the roles shifted, when I started, again, biggest encourager, go out there. He believes in, he's always been the greatest support. I say, a lot of JP, something has believed in me more than I believed in myself. That was way before I finally understood my why, my worth, my value. Now I can say that, I second a lot of times what he says. But anyways, when we started, it was more Jackie running the business and he was supporting me. I think once we started shifting, that's where the challenge came. And I'll let GP share about that, what challenges, because again, we're a couple, right? We're married and he's the head of our household here at our home. And then we're trying to work together and try to figure that out. And so that's where the first challenge, which was a big challenge, happened. And I'll let him share that a little bit.
Yeah. So like she said, at home, I'm the head of the household, but in the business, she's the CEO. And now I'm working more and more for her. So there was a wide range of time where it was just really muddy. And I've done consulting, I did it for like 7-8 years. And so I know what's best. You're just starting out consulting. So, yeah, you can imagine how well that went. So we definitely butted heads for a while there, but we were in a coaching session and that was kind of pointed out. I don't remember if it was specifically even regarding that or if it was just kind of oh, by the way, you should work on your roles.
We were talking about roles, the importance of setting up roles, specific roles in the company. And then even though the company at that moment was just him and I, how we still had to establish those roles and how the roles can help us in our challenge. You know?
So when we started really thinking about that, I'm like, okay, I need to talk to you with this hat on. You're the CEO, or right now you need to. I'm asking as a husband. I'm asking as the bookkeeper. So once we really started thinking about what hat we needed to wear in that conversation or that sentence, that made a huge difference. Just keeping those things separate. Because we talk a lot. That's one thing I can say. We talk a lot as a married couple, as a business, as anything. We easily, I don't even want to say how much we talk. We talk a lot, but it's just keeping those hats,
Now, JP, you talk a lot because for some husband, I was just talking to a wife the other day. I was interviewing her for something for actually for the life cycle class. And she talked about the importance of communication. And then she said, my husband, one sentence. Me, I've got a paragraph. I've got a book, right? And so you talk a lot, but you sounded kind of excited about it, like it's a good thing. But for some men, they say she talks a lot, So talk to us a bit about how you guys came to a middle ground, or are you a talker yourself, and did you join along with her equally?
No, I mean, she definitely does the majority of the talking. I mean, I'm not going to kid. But I enjoy listening. That's a thing about me for as long as I can remember. I will sit there and listen.
Yeah.
and understand what you're getting to, and I can give you feedback if you want it. If not, I'll try to remember to keep my mouth shut. If it's not feedback time. But
Husbands, listen. Oh man, is Jackie? Is that he gets the award, man? Is that
Yeah.
true? What he's saying
No, it's
about it?
very true. I've been,
Oh
God
wow.
knows what we need. And I think
Mm,
JP definitely is a good listener. But I also like to seek his advice, and I, like, again, I ask him, okay, I need you to hear me out, but I need you to, he keeps me grounded and he brings a perspective that I really appreciate. And, just recently we were, talking about how one of the biggest things that we learn how to do in life is having, intelligent conversations. And that's one of the
mm.
things this Valentine's that I'm grateful for, GP, that we can have those very insightful conversations. Sometimes about the Bible, like this morning we're talking about something relating to salvation, sometimes about work, sometimes about kids, their children. So, and it doesn't matter. So I love that I can have that partner that I can
Oh
communicate.
wow.
You know?
And the seeds were planted during your dating years, wasn't it? Because you guys had a very healthy dating
Yeah.
dating season. So the seeds you sowed during the dating years is what you end up reaping in the marriage. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of conversations. We were very good friends for about almost a year,
Yeah.
10, 11 months. We got to know each other, no strings attached. Everybody's journey is different. Ours was just purely friends and dance partners. We met in salsa class. That's a fun fact for everyone. Um, and so it was just great to just get to know him on a very friendship level. And then you're right. I mean, that's where we set a good foundation of that, and then that took us into dating and then getting married. Shortly after that, we didn't really spend a lot of time dating. We both knew that we had been waiting for the person that God had for us. And once that was confirmed and we both felt, then we're like, okay, we're going to go from dating to courting to getting married right within, I think it was like maybe 6, 7 months. It's been a little while since yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I love it. You got a fan of Marion. Marion said, love the honesty, JP. I love it. So you guys have also been involved in couples in business. How has that? And you were part of our couples in business retreat this year, your first one. So
Mhm.
how has the couples in business life group been for you guys?
No, it's been really great. I think I mentioned the couples business before, where our first like couples life group that we went to, it was so refreshing because it's like there's other people going through these same struggles, going through the same things, and I felt like that once we started really getting into the couples in business,
Yeah.
because we missed a few because we were going through all those things in 2 years, so we missed a few due to that. It was Nehemiah's own fault that we no.
That is true.
But no, once we really started getting plugged in, and we had at the time, and it was kind of that same feeling. It's like, here we go again. We're not the only ones going through these things, and you could look to other couples like, wow, they made it through. This is how they did it, or just another aspect of business, passive income. It's kind of, it was a hunger, but I'm hearing more about it. Eventually, I would like to get into the passive income group. Not there yet, but that is on my radar to get in. But just because we've been hearing it and seeing it lived out in other couples.
Yeah, and can I add, I love that we meet as couples in business once a month, but then we have those accountability partners that we meet offsite, like on a separate evening or morning, whatever works for our schedules. And that's when you really get to know the couples more intimately and talk about challenges. And my biggest one, my favorite one was Betty and SG, and which they're going to be panelists with us next week at the
That's
Global
right.
Forum. Because she said that there was a time, as couples in business, that they would not even talk to one another. They wouldn't even join the couples in business together because they were upset at each other. And then I told you, oh my gosh, there's hope. There's like hope. Because
We immediately identified.
we're like, wow, this is great. And it gives you comfort, right? Like it's funny, but I think if you join or if you're part of it, you understand what we mean, because you don't. Sometimes you feel alone in this journey, or you're like, are we even cut out to do this? And things like that, Patrice, can really make you question the call that God has put in your life, right?
Oh, that is true.
And make you give up, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Continuing
yeah.
forward because you can't figure out how to do life together as a couple, right? And so
Mm.
I'm not saying that every couple is meant to do business together, but we both, right, have felt confirmed to do this and feel called to do this for this season. And so there were seasons that we wanted to give up times, but we were like, okay, we got to get plugged in. We got to have community. We have to be alongside of other people, Christ minded, who can help us in this journey. And, we feel that we've gained that by being in the couples in business and just learning from everybody's stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so true. Yeah, I mean, there are three expressions, right? As a couple, you both own the business, no matter what the legal structure is. Because if
Yeah.
one couple is not there tomorrow, the other couple is the one. But the expression, one could be passive, one could be support, or they could be mutually in. There's no wrong or right. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of how it expressed based upon the season of life of the couples and
Yeah.
and whatever else is happening. Before we land this plane, I want to give you a chance a bit to talk to our audience about Purposeful coaching and what it does. So, someone watching and listening, they're saying, "Hey, so what does your company do, and who's your ideal client?"
It's a great question. So, Perpetual Coaching Consulting, we help people work with purpose. And we love that mission statement is t-shirt approved. And essentially, there's multiple ways that we do that. And it's been our own journey, just helping, people understand, first and foremost, who they are, their why, right? Why are you here? And understanding why you're here, who are you, finding identity. And we're blessed as being a trainer with Nehemiah, just to be able to have the resources to bring that into our audience. And so we offer a course called Purpose Journey, where we go through a class called Identity and Destiny, which is also offered with the Nehemiah community. And that's where we start, and we just either do it virtually, in person. Those are our two options, or one-on-one. And so when we're helping people again understand who they are, whose they are, any limiting beliefs that they're encountering that's keeping them from pushing forward, right? Either starting a business or continuing their business, or not only a business, really. Like, our target audience, I would say, it's people in the professional field, right? Who feel stuck, undervalued, underpaid, who maybe don't have the support of their manager or supervisor to really grow and develop, right? And so you either seek it out yourself, or maybe your company pays for it, right, as development. And so that's one way. One service lane is by providing this purpose coaching that we offer. We also have our Grow membership platform that we launched in December. And this is really just coming out of our clients, our students saying, okay, Jackie, we've done this, what's next? And it's just kind of helping them along the journey to further continue to be in community, develop spiritually, with professionally, with the biblical perspective, and help them just in their journey of walking with purpose, right? Working with purpose. And another service lane that we have is JP service lane, which is, again, if you're a business owner or if you're a manager and you want to be able to create efficiency within your tasks, within your processes, with automation, reporting, we just like to come alongside of you and help you, again, understand, right, what you're doing, how you could do it better, what can you centralize, what can you automate, right, to help you be able to free you up to focus on making, those decisions. And, he always says, like, educated decisions with the data that you have, right? And so it's helping you work more efficiently, more productive. And in the long run, your team is also feeling better equipped and more productive. So we offer those three lanes. And our target audience is for business professionals. We would say between the ages of 20 to 40, who, again, are looking to just grow, better themselves, develop, and professionally. But also, if you are either a business owner, starting a company, just coming alongside of you and imparting our knowledge as we've been growing as entrepreneurs to help you develop some skills. And we have, again, we're looking to partner with organizations like Nehemiah community, and even just send people, your way, because we have learned so much and gotten so much out of the things that we've done. So we believe in just connecting people to the resources, right, that we've come
Give,
across, that we can impart, share knowledge.
give me one success story.
from our purpose coaching,
Yeah,
or
yeah, or any client, anyone that you say, this happens, so you can kind of hear kind of an impact you've made in one of your clients, whether they're going through one of your classes, coaching, whatever. Are they in Destiny? And anyone, tell me just one story of something that happened that you said this person, this is kind of what happened as a result.
sure, you want to talk about it?
Okay. So one of the ones we did actually, I want to say it was before Nehemiah though, but it was actually on my side with getting them to have a better system to work with. So they were paying a lot of money, let's just say, year over year for a piece of software that just wasn't quite what they needed at all. So we came in there and helped them actually build actually was a custom thing just for what they needed, and they paid us a fraction of what they paid just for 1 year.
Wow.
And they would keep we kept hearing feedback like, wow, this is exactly what we needed. Like, this works so well. It's so easy. It's a lot a lot simpler than what they were doing, and it's met their need by a lot. So I would say my side is, just to kind of even get a little further, is once they've figured out what their purpose in life is, I like to say that I help them actually work in it. Like, instead of working in busy work and spending all your time doing this mundane stuff, but that can be taken care of so you can actually focus on your purpose, what you're there for. So that's
I love it.
That's my heart behind it.
I love it, guys. If somebody says, "Hey, I see your website here," they want to know more about the organization, they can go to purpotreeconsulting.com, right?
Yes.
Purpotreeconsulting.com, they can get in touch with you and begin the process, whether clarifying their life purpose or systematizing their business. I'm gonna have our business service team reach out to you guys to see how you can be an outsourced resources for some of our clients who we need a subcontractor to help in some of those things, because oftentimes we leverage other consultants, other resource in helping our clients as well. So that's a great. I love what you described there, JP. But before you guys leave, I want you guys to give another word of advice to our people, guys. Hey, if you've enjoyed this podcast, you've enjoyed Jacky and JP, you can get to know them, go deeper with them at www.purpotreeconsulting.com, purpotreeconsulting.com. There you can learn about their resource. If you want to hear more from them, they'll be our speakers next year at the Couples in Business Forum, and you can be a part. We start with a connect meeting. You'll hear great speakers, and then you'll hear from them as we deal with what does it look like to walk this thing out as a couple in business. Just go to NehemiahEcommunity.com. Just go to the events page, find the event, and then from there you can take advantage of it. Or you can just click this link right here, take advantage of it next week. That will be Friday. I'm sorry, not Friday. That will be Wednesday, February. I think it's February
21st.
what's this? 21st?
Yes.
February 21st at 7 a.m. Pacific time. You can take advantage of the global forum. There'll be people from all over the world that will be a part of it. If you enjoy the podcast, I want you to share it. Share it with your friends. Share on your social media. You see friends, share with friends that which they enjoy. That's what good friends do. All right. So it's great if you know another couple who are walking this journey and they want to be inspired, encouraged by another couple who are walking it effectively. Share so they can be inspired by the story of Jacky and JP. If you want to know how we at Nehemiah can help you, come alongside you, and provide you with training, coaching, access to capital, and helping you with your company, go to NehemiahEcommunity.com. NehemiahEcommunity.com. There you learn about our training programs, from biblical entrepreneurship to Identity and Destiny to the life cycle course, which is free. By the way, have you guys been experiencing the life cycle class? How has that been for you guys?
It's been great, honestly, Patrice. Especially, I should point out the last one because you focus on startup. And
Yep.
I mean, I had seen the checklist before, but it was now looking back, and we looked at the checklist. We check, okay, check. Okay, we're missing this. That's halfway done.
Yeah.
We still need to do this. So it was very good, and even just the season that we're in, we're trying to balance things out better as we're really going full into the business. And there were so many key things that you said about how to work to leverage, like balance things out. Where should we add
Mm.
or even take out? So that was very good. So if you have not participated in that, highly encourage you. And I think it works for any season, whether you're a
Yeah.
startup or right
Yeah. Yeah.
profitability, break even. And we're also having our team, because we have a team of contractors join us so that they can also be part of the journey and
Awesome.
understand us as a startup, business. I think that's been really great.
Yeah, and it's free. Have you had a chance to be a part, JP?
Yeah, I missed last week because of I was at a conference for work, so I didn't get
Yeah. Yeah.
to see.
How was it for you, the project you got a chance to participate in?
No, it's been good. Like you mentioned the checklist. I think is an amazing resource.
I know you would love the checklist because that's down your of course, that's down your lane, right? I mean, have you ever seen a checklist you didn't like, JP?
What's that?
Have you ever seen a checklist you didn't like?
Oh yeah, no.
That's funny.
Well, the ones that involve a lot of work for me, yeah, I don't know if I love those.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
Yeah. So hey, so join us, guys. If you want about our coaching, you can also learn on the website all access to financing or how to become a member of the community. We have members from Asia, Africa, Europe, Latin America, from all over the world. So join us and be a part. And membership does have its privileges. Guys, last question for you guys. There are couples who are watching right now, and I'm going to start with you, Jackie. And just this idea that your husband came and gave you an idea and believed in you. You talked about how JP believed in you, even more than you believed in yourself.
yeah.
But oftentimes, for a JP who's a nice guy, who's willing to come along, oftentimes you find a situation where the wife struggles to receive from her own husband, right? They say sometimes a prophet has no honor in his own home. So could you, what would you advise to women right now who, how do they tap into the potential of their husband to help them grow? What's the posture? What advice would you give them? Because obviously JP's ability to come alongside you isn't probably because you also have a posture that made it encouraging for him to do that.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give women to how do I best? I'm watching this and I said, Jackie, my husband not a JP. I mean, he's what advice would you give them as they consider what God's called them to do? Because you also often talk about how the sense that you didn't have a sense of clarity for yourself in terms of what you didn't have the confidence. But so a woman's listening, she's where you were, she's not feeling all confidence. What advice would you give them as they try to fulfill God's purpose and plan for their lives, and more importantly, leverage their husbands in as they do that?
Yeah, thank you, Patrice. Advice would be my own personal experience with, even though GP believed in me and he would support me, it wasn't until I saw that for myself that I was able to receive it. And I'll say this, like, honestly, learning about my identity, my purpose, my role, my call in Christ, really understanding my why, right? We always hear in business, like, know your why, or know the company's why. But I would like to encourage women to take a step back and be like, do you know your why? Do you understand who you are? What skills, what abilities you have? And then once you know your why, then you can apply that to then create a why for your business. But you said something really key. As I was listening to your question, I was like, I'm not able to encourage GP to pursue his purpose, unless I learn to do that myself, right? So I feel that me bringing him into these conversations and even asking him, hey, join these meetings, join the conversations with Nehemiah, the training sessions, really gave him also, doing it together, right? Even though, as you said, God called me at the beginning, by bringing him together to also be exposed to the conversations, be exposed to the content, and at the same time me learning who I am, encouraging him to understand who he is. That's where, we have been very protective of not getting lost, and I'm often encouraging him, okay, what's your lane, what represents you, right? And so this is why you hear purpose coaching, you hear, and then you hear his lane, because that's kind of what it represents. It's been our own experience. If you want to know more about that, our story, this is why I'm passionate about helping, coming alongside of people and helping them see themselves as God sees them, in order for them to be able to purposely, walk successfully their call in their life, because it's not easy, right, Patrice? We've had amazing support, right? We've had this community with Nehemiah. We've had an amazing business coach. I spent almost 8 months with you and Deborah learning, and just you guys did an amazing job imparting knowledge, because God knew we needed the tools, the resources, the community for us to be able to be equipped to walk this journey. And so that's what I would recommend. If you're in a place as a woman who you don't feel competent, you don't see the value in yourself, you don't see your worth, is to start there. Identify who you are, identify your identity, identify your purpose. Again, you can visit our website. We have a purpose coaching program. Nehemiah has also tools and resources to help you with that. But I think that's where it begins, right? Before you do anything else. And, you as a woman, as a wife, can then encourage your husband to do the same, and better do it together, right? So,
Oh, I love it. That's good advice. JP, their husbands who are watching and listening, they're saying, I don't, I mean, JP, you have a strong wife, and it's not a lot of men don't know how to handle a woman who you give a seed, she supersizes it, right? That'll be some men will be intimidating. Wait a minute, you're going too far here. So, what advice would you give to men? How do they come alongside their wives, no matter how much those women give life to what they give them, right? So, what's been your key?
Um, I think remembering that you're a team, and I've always seen myself, just my personality. I'm the defense, and she's offense, right? So she's out there doing the thing, and I love that about her. That's one thing that just I get joy in her going out and just being her, and she's just tackling all amazing things, and I'm more of her support. I'm back here just making sure we're solid, we're okay, like she said, keeping her grounded. And I'm comfortable in that space. I don't feel threatened or anything like that. The fact that she's offense, I know. I mean, even when I played sports, defense, I could not play offense for the life of me, but I did pretty good on defense, and that's just where I've always been, and that's where I sit. And maybe guys that are the offensive players, may not be able to quite. It may be a little sandpaper, feeling, doing that. But if you have a strong wife, for me, again, it fit perfectly that I have that, and I rejoice in that. I'm thankful for that, because she's out there doing the things that I just would never do, but I wish were done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be her teammate.
I love that visual picture. She's playing offense, you're playing defense. I just imagine your wife feeling safe. And I often tell men, if you can protect her, she could change the world. Because as strong as she is out there, she needs to feel safe. And you're the only one that can make her feel safe.
yeah.
You're the only one that can make her feel safe. Because no matter how bold and encouraged she is out there, when she comes home, she's gonna come into your lap, and she's gonna need that encouragement, right? And JP, your parents will be proud, my friend. They raised a good young man. That is awesome. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Listen, reach out to JP and Jackie as you seek to walk out your own journey. Maybe you just want to talk to them about just the couple dynamic. Maybe that's all you need, right?
Yes.
Or you want to be a part of taking advantage of what they have to offer at Perpetrate Coaching. Miriam says, JP and Jackie, thank you for sharing your experience. May God bless you both in your beautiful journey. Oh, that's so good. By the way, Miriam is
Thank you, Miriam.
our partner. She's a trainer and coach in
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico.
Mhm.
She runs the Puerto Rico Center, and she's an amazing lady. So, Miriam, thank you for encouraging them. Well, again, guys, don't forget, join us next week on
Yes.
February 21st at the Couples and Business Forum. You can just click that button right and register, or go to the website, nehemiahcommunity.com, and go to the events page. You can sign up. Love to see you guys there. With that, I'm going to pray for you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord enable you to steward those gifts that are under your care, and to steward them in such a way, like Jackie and JP, that one day you will hear those wonderful words, well done, good and faithful servant. You've
Amen.
been faithful over a few things. Guess what? He'll now make you rule over much. God bless you. Thanks for watching and listening. See you guys next week.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much,
Thank you so much
Patrice.
for having us.
Thank
Bye,
you, guys.
everyone. Bye.